Unnecessary commas. Many common misuses of the comma result from a misunderstanding of the major comma rules presented in the previous video. Do not use a comma with a coordinating conjunction that joins only two words, phrases, or subordinate clauses. Though a comma should be used before a coordinating conjunction joining independent clauses or with a series of three or more elements, these rules should not be extended to other compound word groups. Ron discovered a leak and came back to fix it. The coordinating conjunction and links two verbs in a compound predicate, discovered and came, so it doesn't need a comma. We knew that she had won, but that the election was close. The coordinating conjunction but links two subordinate conjunctions, each beginning with that, and so therefore no commas. Do not use a comma to separate a verb from its subject or object. A sentence should flow from subject to verb to object without unnecessary pauses. Commas may appear between these major sentence elements only when a specific rule calls for them. Zoos large enough to give the animals freedom to roam are becoming more popular. The comma should not separate the subject zoos from the verb are becoming. Do not use a comma before the first or after the last item in a series. Though commas are required between items in a series, do not place them either before or after the whole series. Other causes of asthmatic attacks are stress, comma, changes in temperature, comma, and cold air, no comma. Even novels that focus on horror, comma, evil, comma, and alienation, no comma, often have themes of spiritual renewal and redemption. Do not use a comma between cumulative adjectives, between an adjective and a noun, or between an adverb and an adjective. Commas are required between coordinate conjunctions, those that can be joined with and, but they do not belong between cumulative adjectives, those that cannot be joined with and. In the corner of the closet, comma, we found an old maroon box, no comma. A comma should never be used between an adjective and the noun that follows it. It was a senseless, comma, dangerous, no comma, mission. Nor should a comma be used between an adverb and an adjective that follows it. Rehabilitation often helps severely injured patients, so you don't put a comma between severely and injured. Do not use commas to set off restrictive elements. Restrictive elements are modifiers or appositives that restrict the meaning of the nouns that follow. Because they are essential to the meaning of the sentence, they are not set off with commas. Drivers who think they own the road make cycling a dangerous sport. The modifier, who think they own the road, restricts the meaning of drivers and is essential to the meaning of the sentence. Putting commas around the who falsely suggests that all drivers think they own the road. Oh, I see. Margaret Mead's book, no comma, Coming of Age in Samoa, no comma, stirred up considerable controversy when it was published in 1928. Since Mead wrote more than one book, the appositive contains information essential to the meaning of the sentence. Do not use a comma to set off a concluding adverb clause that is essential for meaning. When adverb clauses introduce a sentence, they are nearly always followed by a comma. When they conclude a sentence, however, they are not set off by a comma if their content is essential to the meaning of the earlier part of the sentence. Adverb clauses beginning with after, as soon as, because, before, if, since, unless, then, and when are usually essential. Don't visit Paris at the height of the tourist season, no comma, unless you have booked hotel reservations. Without the unless clause, the meaning of the sentence might at first seem broader than the writer intended. When a concluding adverb clause is non-essential, it should be preceded by a comma. Clauses beginning with although, even though, and whereas are usually non-essential. The lecture seemed to last only a short time, comma, although it had actually gone on for more than an hour. Do not use a comma after a phrase that begins an inverted sentence. Though a comma belongs after most introductory phrases, it does not belong after sentences that begin an inverted sentence. In an inverted sentence, the subject follows the verb, and a phrase that ordinarily would follow the verb is moved to the beginning. At the bottom of the hill, no comma, sat the stubborn mule. Do not use a comma in the following situations: after a coordinating conjunction, and, but, or, nor, for, so, yet. Occasionally, TV shows are performed live, comma, but, no comma. More often they are not. More often they are recorded. Don't put a comma after such as or like. Shade-loving plants such as, no comma, begonias, comma, impatiens, comma, and coleus, no comma, can add color to a shady garden. After although, no comma, the air was balmy, comma, the water was cold. We do not add a comma before parentheses. Though Sylvia's ACT score was low, no comma, only 22, comma, her application essay was superior. Don't have a comma to set off an indirect reported quotation. Samuel Goldwyn once said, no comma, that a verbal contract isn't worth the paper it's written on. With a question mark do not use a comma with a question mark or an exclamation point. Why don't you try it? No comma, she coaxed. You can't do any worse than the rest of us. And that's it for the unnecessary usage of the comma. And then the next video I will do will be about the semicolon and the colon. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Professor H Writing channel. And if you have any questions, don't forget to email me at any time.